Hi everyone, it is a pleasure to accompany you again. Just like the various sites listed on the navigation map, we shall complete the journey in Venice together, exploring the most beautiful scenery and atmosphere of this floating city. Our ramble today may begin with a ride on a gondola to start a fine morning. On the internet, we often see people discussing whether to ride a gondola during a trip in Venice. On one hand, the gondola is indeed a symbolic emblem of Venice. It feels as if not riding it means one has not visited Venice at all. By taking this traditional boat, we have the chance to view the full scenery of Venice from the land and the bridge sand at the same time to observe Venice from different perspectives. Yet on the other hand, the cost of the boat ride is really high. If taken in the daytime, 30 minutes costs 80 euros. At night, the price rises to 100 euros for 35 minutes. Although these prices are charged per boat rather than per person, it is still very expensive. If we are a group of people sharing the fare, it is much better. Each boat allows 5 passengers. However, we only live once. When shall we have the chance to revisit Venice again? Let us be extravagant this time and let ourselves go. As long as we are by the canal, there are many different docks where we can take a gondola. The boatmen row along different routes depending on the departure point. We may choose the Grand Canal site on the side near San Polo to board a gondola. Here it is not far from the Rialto Bridge. This choice allows us to be on the Grand Canal and spend a pleasant time, while also leading us through the calm small canals, to enjoy a peaceful and romantic ride. Taking a gondola like this is truly relaxing. I believe everyone will prefer such a ride. Of course, we do not need to feel obliged to ride a gondola, simply because we are in Venice. But the ride is indeed a unique and delightful activity. If we really do not wish to spend 80 euros, and everyone has different preferences, then if we finally decide not to take a gondola, we can still go out to explore the small canals, or wander along the charming back streets, spending a leisurely morning at ease. Just east of the Doge's Palace. From here we stroll through the San Marco district, towards the water bus stop. On the way we pass the Scala Contarini del Bovolo. This building is equipped with an astonishing spiral staircase, which is one of the reasons most people are drawn here to visit this 14th century palace. If one wishes to ascend to the top of the spiral staircase, please be sure to book in advance on the website. Afterwards, from here we may proceed to the Royal Gardens beside St. Mark's Square. Sit and rest for a while. Although the park is right next to St. Mark's Square, this royal garden is surprisingly quiet and peaceful because the garden is small. There are not many exotic flowers and plants to admire, but if one needs to escape the crowded St. Mark's Square and rest for a while in the shade of the trees, then this beautiful garden may well meet our needs. Our next stop is to take the water bus to the church of San Giorgio Maggiore on the opposite side of the Grand Canal. The church itself is free to enter, but the ticket to ascend the bell tower is 8 euros. After purchasing the ticket, one can take the lift to the top of the bell tower. From here, one may overlook the surrounding beautiful scenery without obstruction. For example, St. Mark's Square across the water, the Grand Canal, and the lagoon islands around. As there are fewer crowds and the cost is lower, this is an excellent alternative to St. Mark's Campanile. We continue our itinerary of the day heading to the Dorsoduro district. This is a large neighborhood located to the southwest of St. Mark's Square. In the Dorsoduro district, one may visit many churches, museums, or galleries if we like modern art. Peggy Guggenheim Collection, founded in cooperation with Wander Dorsoduro, is located right here. Continuing ahead, we shall find the Accademia Bridge leading to the San Marco district. Although this wooden bridge may not be as famous as the Rialto Bridge, I personally think that even if the view here is not better, it is still comparable to the view from the Rialto Bridge. We may recognize this favorable spot for taking pictures because on websites. We often see classic photographs of Venice taken from here. From here, looking towards the Grand Canal, one can see the dome of Santa Maria della Salute and catch sight of the whole basilica. Santa Maria della Salute is free to enter. This church is surely worth adding into our travel plan. This magnificent basilica was built in 1630 to commemorate the end of a plague disaster. This plague at that time took away a third of Venice population. The survivors, in gratitude to Holy Mary, raised funds to build this church. Around the spacious central structure, 8 chapels are built inside. Visiting this place in person, admiring the marble floor pattern, and gazing at the high dome, can only be called breathtaking. That evening we may head to Campo Santa Margherita, a popular square in this district, lined with many bars and cafes, well located with good transport. The water bus runs until midnight, as long as not drunk. Returning to the hotel is no issue. Sitting at a small outdoor table with Spritz, watching tourists slowly disperse, is a perfect ending to our Venice trip. Next we talk about extra info for Venice travel. The nearest and largest international airport is Marco Polo Airport. From this airport by bus or taxi, there are several ways to reach Venice, such as public bus and taxi by land. By water, choose Vaporetto or water taxi. The water bus is divided into public ferry and airport express boat. The best transport depends mainly on our lodging place, our travel budget, luggage and group size. Since vehicles are banned in historic Venice, Seoul and transport cannot go beyond Piazzale Roma. So bus or taxi may not be our best choice, unless we stay near Piazzale Roma that night. Otherwise we must continue by water transport, or carry luggage across many bridges, through narrow uneven streets, to reach our hotel for overnight. Land bus service is by a TVO and a CTV. A TVO is the airport coach, with plenty luggage storage space. A CTV is the city public bus. Tickets can be bought at airport machines. Of course, the airport arrival hall has ticket office. If we choose to take the Vaporetto water bus, a single ticket within 75 minutes costs 9.5 euros. If planning to ride water bus many times, then multi-day pass is more worthwhile. Passes are valid for 1, 2, 3 or 7 days. There is no ticket machine on board, so be sure to buy tickets before boarding. If we have purchased a multi-day pass, then we should know. Until first-time validation, the pass period will not start counting. We just scan with electronic reader at boarding to activate our ticket. For example, we buy 2-day pass from airport machine, but we start using it only on day 3. In this situation, the 2-day validity has not yet begun. Until the first scan moment, the pass time will start counting. As for how long we should stay in Venice, this question is very subjective. It should be based on our interests, budget and travel rhythm preference, to decide our number of days in Venice. Hope these video suggestions can help everyone. For a relaxing trip, spend 3 or 4 days, especially if visiting Burano Island and others. For personal perspective, the goal of travel is leisure, having enough time during the journey to explore Cannaregio and Dorsoduro, then staying 1 or 2 more days. In fact, besides exploring unknown areas, slowly spending time wandering in new places, and already arranging all plans before departure. So it completely depends on our travel style. In terms of dining, we already mentioned Cicchetti. What about other fast food choices when visiting Venice? We must not miss fresh pasta to save on budget. There are places selling a box of rich pasta. Dal Moro's restaurant is a good choice. In this restaurant, from the board inside the shop, choose our preferred pasta type. With sauce and toppings, then enjoy the meal. A box of tasty chewy pasta, spaghetti with cuttlefish and olive oil. The price is 8 euros. Seafood lovers can also try fried fish in egg batter. Take away a portion at Frito Inn for 8.5 euros. A large paper cone of mixed fish, shrimp and squid is filling enough. Another popular choice is tramezzini. These crustless little sandwiches are made with soft white bread, stuffed inside with various different fillings. Meat, fish, egg. We can see there are many different types to choose from. Here is a special recommendation. Try the specialty dishes in the bars. For example, in the Dorsoduro district, Varalla Toletta Eatery. In fact, on Venice Island, similar eateries can be found everywhere. Venice may not be famous for having the best pizza, but we can still eat a slice to taste the local pizza flavor. Pizza is usually paid by weight or by slice. Finally, we must mention gelato. Nothing beats a cup of cold, creamy ice cream to keep you energized in hot weather. The next reminder here is to remember to bring mosquito repellent. Mosquitoes, like us humans, also love those beautiful canals. In a watery town like this, mosquitoes breed more easily. So if we visit in warmer months, we are quite likely to get bitten. Free public toilets are not common in Venice. They usually cost about 1.5 euros. If we can find a stand-up cafe, spend 2 euros for a coffee. Then we can use the toilet reserved for customers. When we enter a bar or a museum, be sure to take the chance to use the toilet before leaving. Venice fountain water is safe to drink. So during the trip, please note the locations of fountains. Fountains are scattered all over the city. Whenever we see one, fill up our water bottle. Doing so is both eco-friendly and money-saving. The cost of visiting Venice can vary greatly depending on where you stay, and it makes a big difference. Where you eat and what activities you plan to join. The costs will differ accordingly. According to data from budgetyourtrip.com, the average traveler spends about 230 euros per person per day, including accommodation, food, local transport, entertainment, and tours. According to what is shown in this video, calculating the budget for all activities, this amount is accurate. Staying in a small 3-star hotel, within walking distance to all attractions, but not located in the center of San Marco. Otherwise, the accommodation cost will surely be higher. Speaking of accommodation options in Venice, we really should highly recommend Giudecca Island south of Venice, Giudecca. This island offers many choices of hotels and B&Bs of all levels, and accommodation is also cheaper. The value for money is really high. Transportation to and from Piazza San Marco here is even more convenient. If we stay near the Zattere Pier, just take 1 or 2 stops by Vaporetto, red line number 2, purple line number 4.1 or 4.2. We can go back and forth to Piazza San Marco in a flash. In addition, Giudecca Island has the best feature, its rare, quiet, and livable environment. Just imagine. At night or dusk returning to the island, right next to our hotel. Sit down by the water, order a drink and some snacks. Across from us is the whole San Marco Square area, an incredibly beautiful night view. Sip some fine wine, gaze at the splendor across the water, quietly watching the silent bustle and brilliance. Truly the most treasured moment of rest in the journey. But this kind of enjoyment, on the main island of Venice, is simply impossible to realize. Because the Vaporetto runs from 5 in the morning until midnight with boats operating. That means, around Piazza San Marco, tourists start pouring in from 6 in the morning. And even at 11 at night, large crowds still linger. It really is not suitable for living. Outside of that time, the ones who remain here are only the local residents, or just passers-by who know the tricks. So, if you want to find a quiet place, with a good view and convenient transport, and a high-cost performance for staying in Venice, then Giudecca Island is our first choice. In terms of food and drinks, we usually suggest only having some pastries and coffee in the day. Every morning after waking up, you must eat breakfast. Then during the trip, we usually go to one restaurant a day for some snacks. At other times, you should choose a takeaway during the trip. So it is easy to bring back to your stay and enjoy as dinner. The food places recommended in the video are acceptable, but they are not high-end restaurants. We usually drink Prosecco or homemade wine. As for the main meals, we have only one request, that whether appetizers or desserts, they must be dishes with local flavor. We hope this travel guide can be helpful to you. The story of Venice ends here, but your journey is just beginning. May this guide add to your water city memories a touch of beauty and warmth. Thank you for watching. We look forward to meeting you next time.
Grazie per essere stati con noi, Ron. A presto, viaggiatore caro.